It's one of our pretty much one of the oldest strategy, I should say, the mission which has been updated to final version, to the newest version, not the final, actually V5. It's on Atom, 13 minutes. The net profit is 470%. Total curve trades and considerable amount 320. The win rate close to 72%, which is amazing, and the maximum drawdown just above 16%, which is amazing. Equity curve looks strong and straight going up. A lot of green flags, I should say. Can't wait to incubate this strategy and see how it develops in the nearest future, and eventually go live with it as well. The next one, which is on near on 45 minutes, it's regarding Botify and the Cypher B, a part of Market Cypher or Manchu, whichever you guys want and afford, of course. Again, it's on Botify. The net profit is just above 1000%, which is amazing. On 45 minutes, having 94 trades, it's somewhat like a just 94 trades, I should say. But yeah, if it proves to be profitable in the end, who cares, right? And the win rate is just below 55%, which is amazing. So definitely expect something like 1 win and 1 loss, and maybe eventually somewhere in like 2 wins and 1 loss. But yeah. And maximum drawdown just above 18%, which is amazing, I should say. Right. So the next one on VET USDT on 2 hours is one of our newest strategy, the KAMA Fisher flag strategy on 2 hours, kind of a long-term strategy, I should say. The net profit is pretty crazy if you ask me, 5,662%. Total closed trades just 88. It's a little lower. Definitely take this one with a little bit of salt. The win rate just above 72%, which is great. Definitely expect more than 2 win and 1 loss in the grand scheme of things. Maximum drawdown just above 20%, which is amazing. You can definitely reduce that by playing with the leverage number. And of course, you would sacrifice a little bit of profit as well. But you can achieve something like a 10% maximum drawdown maybe, which is amazing. Right. The next one, which is on Link against USDT on Bybit, 45 minutes time frame. One of our, let's say, newest strategies as well, the McGinley trend followers V5, net profit close to 4,900%, which is amazing. Percentage profitable again, somewhere in the middle of 2 wins, 1 loss, so it's 70%. The maximum drawdown just above 20%, which looks amazing if you ask me. Another one on BTC, 2 hours. Trendhu, again, one of our, let's say, one of the new strategy that we have released. Again, I have the flickering problem with my monitor. I really need to check it or do something about it. The net profit is 112%, and the total closed trades would be 91%, a little lower, but yeah, if it works, right? And the win rate is 57%, which again, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 win and 1 loss. The maximum drawdown is just above 3%, which is amazing. You can definitely scale that a lot higher by going to, like, I don't know, 20% at maximum, depending on your type of risk, let's say, as a trader. And of course, you would scale that profit a little crazy, I should imagine, if you're going to like go for an extreme, maybe 7x leverage or something like that, which would be great, depending on, again, your style of trading. The next one, which is on an altcoin, 1000 bonk, which would be the bonk price times 1000 on 15 minutes or 1000 unit, however you wish to call it. It's on GDODA, one of our newest strategy and very popular strategy, I should imagine. Definitely, guys, you should expect some time, spend some time optimizing it and try to come up with some amazing settings, how people inside the group are doing currently. The net profit is above 216%, which is great. Total close trade is 63, maybe a little small than I should expect, but if it works again, it works. The percentage profitable, which is the win rate, is 73%, which is great. And the maximum drawdown, again, a very low amount, 4.69. Again, depending on the trader that you are, you can definitely risk a little bit more in order to win a lot more, I should imagine, because with the leverage applied and the compounding effect, if you are trading with a percentage out of the account, the compounding effect of the leverage and the percentages are scaling like crazy. But again, that's a little bit of deep math that we are not going to cover today. However, if you wish to do something like maybe some spreadsheet regarding like how leverage scales like that, I believe that we have the portal. I cannot remember the name. David, what was the name of the platform that we were using?
I cannot remember. I can't remember either, Vlad. I'll try and find it while you're on the line.
Thank you very much.
I've
It's
put the
been
message
some
in.
time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Getting into strategies with that low, I should imagine saying maximum drawdown is amazing, because you can, again, depending on what type of trader you are, you can go a little bit harder on it, and of course expect a lot of more incomes as well if things go by the book. Like, for example, incubate, test a little bit more, and then going live. And if since we are putting it to the table a short amount of time, a really short amount of time, the best advice I could give you guys to check if a strategy is overfitted or not is to take a look at the win rate aspect of things. If, let's say, we have a 60% or even like 66 for the ease of things win rate, you should definitely expect 2 wins and 1 loss in the grand scheme of things. So if you have like 10 trades, you would have like 6 or 7 wins and 3 losses. If you have, let's say, in an extreme, in a bad way, maybe 8 losses and 2 wins, or maybe 9 losses and one win, or maybe just 10 losses, that would mean most probably your strategy is going into a real bad state, or it's overfitted, and you should pick up things for the beginning and try to find or come up with a new strategy. Great. Next one, which is on Ethereum on 1 hour, and it's one of our newest strategy, the Vortex Tether Harmony system. Net profit 650%, just above it, which is great. Total close trades 236, which is a considerable amount regarding it's a 1 hour strategy. Things look great, I should imagine. The win rate is not that great, but all this means is that, so here we have a 36% win rate. That would mean you should expect something like a 1 win and 2 losses. But when you are winning a lot more than the actual losses. That's why there is this kind of equity curve that's happening right now. Like, for example, this kind of bump going a little bit down, 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 then bumping up, down, 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 bumping up like a lot higher than usual. And when you are having like win streaks, like for example here, I should imagine here are maybe 2 or 3 wins in a row, or maybe here, maybe 5 wins in a row, something like that. Which, yeah, is something that you should not exclude, the fact that the win rate is lower. Like, for example, I remember Johnny, which is a popular trader of ABC strategy, claiming that he has a very low win rate. But again, when he's winning big and compensates the amount of losses like crazy, right? Cool. The next one, which is on TRB, again another altcoin on 15 minutes on Botify, and regarding Supertrend, which is amazing. The net profit just above 87%. Total closed trades again a little lower, 64 trades. The win rate 68. I tend to like strategies that have, for example, a high win rate, because that way you can expect to go live with it. Like, for example, the incubation test method that I'm doing to check with the win rate. These things happen like really quick. Like, for example, out of, let's say, 3 trades, you should have 2 wins, or maybe it's very bad at the moment and it's just 1 win, and you should wait just a little bit more to get more trades in order to like maybe win 4 trades in a row and then again 1 loss or something like that. So I tend to like strategies that have a bigger win rate rather than having a lower win rate and a higher net profit. But again, that's really subjective. It depends on what trader you are. For example, as far as I saw, strategies with a lower win rate tend to have more trades. So the frequency of trading is a lot higher than strategies with really high win rates. So yeah, it's really subjective. I can determine which one is better or which one is the best. That's again the grand scheme of things. The spreadsheet will tell you everything. Like, for example, incubate that trade. You can load your strategy and pretty much check over the time the development of it. Yeah, and the maximum drawdown just above 10%. Amazing. You can go, depending on the type of trader that you are, a little higher on this one, and of course scale the profit as well. The next one on Phantom, 2 hours. Trendhu, again, one of our, let's say, newest strategies. Close to 200% net profit. Total closed trades, a good amount, I should say, 275. That's a considerable amount, I should imagine. The win rate is looking great, 73% above it. The maximum drawdown is again a little lower. Depending on the type of trader that you are, you can of course scale that as well a little bit, just below 13%. The good thing about this strategy is that this one is active. So it was submitted to me like pretty much around here, and had this trade which pretty much confirmed all the take profit levels, which is amazing. On the next one, which is on Solana on 2 hours. Again, one of our newest strategies, the Super VMA plus zero lag V5. The net profit is 564%. Total closed trades amount 145, which is great. Win rate very close to 80%. That's amazing. And the maximum drawdown just below 15%. Looking great. The next one on Rune, 30 minutes. The dead zone, one of our, let's say, oldest strategies, or kind of in the middle, which has been updated to the newest boilerplate version of, let's say, settings around the core indicator of it. And the net profit is 526%. Total closed trades 207, which is amazing. I mean, it's great taking a look at the 30 minutes time frame. The win rate is 60%, looking good, and the maximum drawdown just above 20%. You can go a little lower by playing with the leverage number inside the boilerplate, and yeah, depending on the type of trader and the type of risk that is manageable for you, you can address these kind of issues. The next one on Bitcoin on 1 hour. Here we have one of our newest strategies, the Precision Trend Mastery. On Bitcoin, the net profit is 1,309%, which is great. You can definitely play around with it to reduce the maximum drawdown, which is just below 32%, which is a little bit higher for some traders. or if you would like, for example, to invest, let's say going with a lower initial capital, like for example $10 or $100 or something like that, depending what low means for you, you could go with 100% of the portfolio, and the maximum drawdown you should expect. So overall, if you are playing with $10 and the maximum drawdown was to happen again, you would have again in your account something like $6.9, something like that. And the fact that you're risking in doing like maybe 10 times or even more that amount of money, I believe it's somewhat of a fair trade, I should say. However, that's something for you guys to play along. The total close trades is 186, and the win rate is 63%, which is looking very healthy if you're to ask
1
me.
minute. 1 minute.
Sorry about that. The next one, Bitcoin on 1 hour, and it's again the dead zone. Okay, yeah, it's again the dead zone, and the net profit is 233%. The total close trades 213, which is great. Maybe a little bit higher, like 250 would be the sweet spot, at least that, but it's manageable, I should imagine. The percentage profitable, again, somewhere in the neighborhood of 66%, so expect like 2 wins and 1 loss. And the maximum drawdown is just above 15%, which is very healthy if you were to ask me. Great. The next one, again on Phantom. On 2 hours, the net profit is 182%. The strategy is the Mengele trend followers. Again, one of our, let's say, newest ones. The total closed trades amount is 154, maybe a little lower. Should imagine like maybe 300 trades for this kind of time frame, but if it works, right? The win rate is very close to 80%, which is amazing, something like that, of course, and the profit factor very close to 2, flat. Maximum drawdown just above 17%, which is manageable by most of the traders, I should imagine. The next one, again on Phantom, I was double checking if it's the same, and it's not. It's just somewhat different. I should imagine equity curve is different as well. It has that, I should imagine, like a low type of win rate. However, when you are winning big, like going flat and then straight going up, again another flat period, and again straight going up. That's caused by the wins in the row, which tends to happen. I have the optimizer mode on, that's why you guys don't see the table. That should happen like maybe once in a while. On 2 hours, as I said earlier, net profit going close to 460%, total close trades 246, and the maximum drawdown just below 20%, which is again something manageable for a lot of users, I should imagine. Next one on BTC on 15 minutes, the net profit is 42%. The total closed trades is a little small, 51 trades, but if it works, right? The win rate is 62%, so definitely getting close to the mark of 66, when you should imagine like 2 wins and 1 loss happening time to time again and again. And the maximum drawdown of just above 10%. You can definitely go a little higher with this one by playing with a leverage. Again, that's something for you guys to decide if it's worth or not on the model of trading that you're following. We're getting pretty close to the very end ones, and the strategy is on Bitcoin on 1 hour, the trend who, let's say one of our newest ones as well. 377% net profit, total close trades a great amount, 777 on 1 hour. That's more than enough, I should imagine. As you guys can see, we are pretty much all the time inside in a trade, so it's a high frequency one, something like that. And yeah, I believe since Bybit has the data of like 2020, if I imagine, so it's like 4 years of data. it's like 4 times 360 days, 1,000 on something days. You're pretty much within a day or two, you have a trade. That's pretty much guaranteed, depending on the trend, depending on how far the market or the price is from, or the indicators of the price are far from the trigger conditions. And yeah, everything looks very healthy. Definitely a setup that can be further optimized to get even better results. Maybe we can reduce, let's say, 200 trades, which 150 would be the bad one and 50 even the good ones. And we can maybe also reduce the maximum drawdown aspect of it as well. That's really good homework for the elite backtesters, I should imagine, which is great. The win rate is very close to 50% and the maximum drawdown 27%, which is a little high by some trader status, but yeah, that's, if it works, I should imagine. A new addition, which is on SPX on 5 minutes, which looks healthy, I should imagine, but considering the data is not that large, and I should imagine that data from stocks and indices and whatever tends to go beyond 10 years or something like that. Yeah, we should see in the future how this strategy develops in the future. On 5 minutes, the net profit is 6.15, a lot smaller comparing to crypto. However, these kind of strategies on stocks and indices and however tend to be more likely, how should I say, more beloved by the public or something like that, rather than some crazy, initially at least, rather than some crazy Bitcoin strategy that claims to have thousands and thousands of net profit. I can assure you guys that both work. They just need incubation and see which ones are overfitted or not, because we are very limited with the trading view, because we have just data of just like high, low, close, and open of the candles. So you're leaving a lot and lots and lots of data just being unavailable just because of the platform aspects that hopefully in the future will be addressed. Yeah. And the very last one for today would be a Bitcoin one on 1 hour, the gun arbitrage, one of our free strategies. Feel free to search for it inside TradingView. The net profit is close to 2,800%, which is amazing. Maybe the total closed trades is a little smaller, 153, but it works. If it works, it works, right? And the win rate is 60%, so again close into the 2 wins and 1 loss aspect. And the maximum drawdown would be close to 25%. You can definitely lower this one, but again, sacrifice a little bit of net profit just to be sure you are not getting liquidated at some really high values. Right, so that's pretty much it with the new submissions, which are the final submissions for the month of February. If you guys have submitted to me your setups within this week and it's not in the setups that I just ran over, let me know in the PMs. Nothing gets deleted. Might be a user error that I unintentionally skipped it. Again, just let me know if there is an issue. I'll be more than happy to fix it and work with you guys to not happen again, because I do have an update on the registration process, which should make things a little more easier for everybody, for you guys as well, and myself as well. If you guys have any questions regarding the setups that you saw so far or not, I should get to the next topic. Let me check if there is any questions inside the chats as well. The general chat. Okay, no questions.
I have a question.
Hello.
Hey, Vlad. For you, David, Will, on max drawdown or drawdown, I have gone through. Let's say I had a good setup, and my drawdown I wanted to get down just a little bit. You know, I can tweak leverage. You can tweak percent of port. You can tweak maybe your risk to reward more so. I tweaked ATR, the upper lower ATR stop loss to different soars, and have gotten really good results by tweaking the ATR. But there's one that I just can't get my drawdown down. And I wanted to see, do you guys have any other thoughts that just pop to your mind, David? Like, hey, change your dynamic leverage DA 1, 2, and 3. Or is there anything that sticks out in your mind when you guys have tried to lower your drawdown other than just leverage and port? Any particular indicator stick out, David?
So I'm currently working on the risk-based, because we were speaking about it quite a lot yesterday. The risk-based is the amount that you risk maximum when using an ATR. It was something I built at the very, very beginning, and nobody's actually really used it much, I don't believe, because we've noticed a bit of a bug with the, well, I don't know if it's a bug, but maybe it was the way I calculated it back in the day. But I'm currently working on the risk-based option to improve that, so that and that seems to, what I've been calculating at the moment, working on, seems to drastically. Obviously, it takes down the profit, but it also takes down the max drawdown, because you're always risking 1% of your portfolio no matter what happens, or whatever you decide as the percentage. That's one thing that I'm working on. Like you said, the D1, D2, D3, I play with a lot. Sometimes it works well to put the D1 to 0.1. Keep those trades. You can put it at 0. And then sometimes the D3, if I put it at a lower number and then increase the middle one, the D2, that sometimes works as well, because sometimes we're overextended when we get up to that D3, sorry, and that sometimes decreases the max drawdown as well.
Beautiful.
They're the kind of things that I play with.
Nice.
Yeah. And I didn't say hello to you, hey dog. Hi, how you going, mate?
Oh, hey, good. Thank you so much. No, that's
No
good.
problem.
I didn't think about that. I do have one that is D1 is at 0, and I was kind of like, I don't know if that's a good thing. And now I
It,
feel comfortable with it.
Yeah,
When you
I
say
often put them at the 0, because when there's not enough volatility in the market, it's often they're better to stand back and not take a trade. And by putting it to 0, it removes those trades in general. 0.1 keeps you in there and risks a very, very small amount instead. And like I said, sometimes the D3, you're maybe a bit too volatile, and it's one of these great big wicks or whatever. And so I decrease that one sometimes, not on all strategies. Somebody was talking, it was our good friend Igor was talking earlier about also adding a do not exit or exit markets when they're too volatile, which is something that Kevin Davey apparently does, which I haven't seen his video about that yet, but I'm going to be watching that, and I'll try and add that as well. That might also decrease the drawdown, because if you go into general chat, you put a couple of screenshots from Kevin Davies' streams in there, and they're quite interesting. So I'll be adding that to the code as well.
cool. So that
Yep.
one's not exit market when volatile. That's not in the boilerplate yet.
No, it's not in there yet. No.
Okay, cool.
I'm working on currently. I'm working on the optimizer this week, and then I'm going to be moving over to the 5.1 version of the boilerplate. So I'll be updating that soon as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
Now, when you
moving
say
over.
risk-based, are you talking risk to reward, or are you talking activate max stop loss?
No, it's inside where you go to the area where you've got your percent of portfolio and all of that. There's the percent of portfolio, either use your USDT amount or percent of portfolio. If you go there, there's a third option which
Yep.
is called risk-based. Now,
I
it
see
doesn't work very, very well. It doesn't work great at the moment with ATR, but in 5.1, I will add a second option with this new code that I'm working on at the moment.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so there's lots of
Great.
new things
Thanks.
coming.
Those are some good suggestions. I appreciate it.
No problem, mate. Nice to speak to you.
Thank you.
You've got lots of
Awesome.
people in today, Vlad.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
audience.
Welcome. uh, I should add also some things to the, let's say, how to reduce the maximum drawdown.
Yep.
So as things are, you have three ways to do that. One would be to play with the indicator settings, like for example, increase the EMAs, lower them, and whatever. Another thing you can do is to lower, let's say, the stop loss. But that way, so for example, you have at the moment a 2% fixed stop loss, right? And if you're going to reduce it to, let's say, maybe 1.5, you would also reduce the maximum drawdown, but lose a little bit of winning trades as well. The ones that, for example, went to like minus 2.6 at some point, but eventually with time and whatever, they were a winner. So you're going to sacrifice a little bit of profit, but maybe reduce, which would be more important at some point, the maximum drawdown as well. The last thing I imagine you should do is something related to maximum trades as a loss in a row. So, for example, maximum drawdown is calculated like the let's say maximum losses in a row times the average or the exact stop losses, right? So if you have lesser amount of trades in a row that were losses, you're also going to reduce the amount of maximum stop loss. So those three things can be considerable. Maybe the last two ones are more important to you.
Ooh, that's a good one. Max trades lost in a row. I hadn't thought about using that one, Vlad. Thank you.
No problem. The only thing that could be a deal breaker, but don't imagine, is that you can also apply a cool off period. So you could also skip some wins, maybe because of that cool off period. But that's something really you should test.
Right.
That's
Okay.
a good
Thank
suggestion,
you.
Vlad. Well done.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it is.
Max trades in a row. Yeah, good one. Nice one.
No problem, guys. Yeah, and as I said earlier, today is the refresh day. You should expect your ranks renewed by the end of the day. Next one, the schedule for this month. The next week we have the December prizes. So strategies that have been submitted to me for the December edition will be getting, let's say, a chart, and of course the users who have put the most effort and their strategies prove to be the best, let's say, should always get rewarded, let's say. And I cannot wait for it. Also, the final day to submit to get access for March, but that's again something for the future down the road, would be March 5th. But yeah, make sure you guys stay updated because we might change the date depending on how many setups that there are there, depending if you guys didn't have time, for example, to pretty much optimize. If there is like a group request, hey, can we postpone this date to like 2 or 3 days maybe, or even the weekend, so we would have time to optimize. That should be an issue. Just keep me guys updated to change the end date as well. Regarding the new registration process, you guys are going to be given a Google Forms link, and you would have to pretty much submit everything that you have submitted to me so far. But as of now, so there is no need to submit like past settings or something like that, because they will be already added inside Incubate.trade. So it's no point in submitting old settings, let's say. But as of let's say today, you guys can use this form because, for example, here is mandatory before you're submitting to submit the time frame. There are some people who sometimes, let's say, forget to submit maybe the time frame, maybe the coin pair, and then there is a conversation of like, so today you have sent me the strategy and now you have some working days and you cannot access Discord, and then you would see my messages of, hey, you haven't submitted to me the coin pair, and some days would have gone, and maybe also the presentation would have gone, and so on. So that way you are, say, restricted to proceed further with the submit process without giving the full information of CSV file, of time frame on the chart, on coin pair, and if possible the trading view link. I know that you guys don't always have premium or a paid subscription. That's why you can use the free optimizer tool to get your settings in a CSV file and send it to me as well if you don't have a paid subscription. We are trying to cover as many of people as possible. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for taking your time to submit your settings, to name your settings appropriately. As I told you, I lost maybe tens of, maybe hundreds of good, maybe potentially good settings just because of my poor management of naming the settings back in the day. Before I started the Elite Backtesters session. So yeah, make sure you guys keep your things organized or not. If not, you'll end up like me, lots and lots of hours wasted just because of small aspect which was missed by me. Great. If you guys have any questions or any suggestions about what you have seen so far, please let me know. I'll also check the chats inside the community. If not, I'm going to do a introduction about the Elite Backtesters in case somebody is new here and has no idea what I'm talking about. So please use your microphones if you can. If you cannot, feel free to chat in. Right now I'm checking the chats. Manyboy, hello Manyboy. I think you have a question for David, which would be addressed in the shortly, just in the open discussions subjects. Let me just check the general chat as well if there is any other question. Right, no questions. Guys, so the Elite Backtesters. It's a group started by the community for the community. We are optimizing together DavyTech scripts, and not only with the help of Botify. With Botify, you can create strategies as of with the help of Botify. Again, you can create strategies with free or even paid indicators. You can backtest them. There is a probability of, let's say, 90% for it to work, just because on how the indicator is coded. If it's boxes and drawings that move around the charts, unfortunately, that's not possible. It's harder to trace. However, with a little bit of no coding knowledge, you can do that as well. But really plug and play, that's like 90% of the cases, which is great if you ask me anyway. All the settings that you guys are working on and me that I'm working on, I'll put together inside a database of settings, which as of, let's say, a month was Discord. As of this month, it will be only on Trigger.trade, and we could also keep updated the Discord database as well. And yeah, pretty much whatever happens inside the community stays in the community. The goal of the group in numbers, for me to be better understood, would be to have one script being optimized on 5 time frames by 100 people who spend together 278 hours. That would mean close to 100 million possible great setups. And as ending, please guys feel to join. It's free to join. If you get your submissions to me, you'll get exclusive access to this project. And of course, at the end of let's say 2 or 3 months, as I mentioned earlier, next week we are going to do December. There is a general review of settings, and you have access to a price pool of above $1,000. That's have been made possible by the Elite Plus members. Thank you very much, guys, for considering supporting the group. Right. Open discussions. I believe you, Manyboy, have a question for David, and he's also here. Hello, Manyboy. How are you? We can hear you.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
How you going?
Hi guys.
How you going, mate?
Hello. I would like to follow up the BOS strategy. How is it going?
How's the BIS strategy going? So currently, like I said, I'm going through the boilerplate and trying to update. The BOS one was on my list. It's kind of hard to integrate into the boilerplate because it hasn't got the boilerplate settings. The best idea that I can offer you, Manny, is like I said the other day, is me, Vlad, and William are in support chat daily. Vlad, or William, if you don't mind, just putting the times that we're in daily. what I'll do is I'll put it up while you're online. I will go through what you want to fix and what you want to change, and I'll script it while I'm online with you, because that'll probably be the quickest way of doing things for you to get what you want.
Okay,
Okay, mate.
thanks.
No problem whatsoever. Alex had a question about trigger trade. I'll go through very, very quickly trigger trade at the end for anybody who wants to see how to use trigger trade. So we can go through it one by one. Currently using Alertron, but as far as I understand, your strategy is trigger. Go. So there's they work absolutely perfectly fine with Alertron. You can use Alertron. For a long time, we were using Alertron in the group. And then suddenly somebody from the group suggested that we built our own platform. Somebody else from the group built something which we purchased and made into Trigger Trade. Yeah, I will go through that for you. If anybody's got any other questions for Vlad or myself.
Thanks,
Otherwise, I'll
David,
go
for
through.
jumping around.
No problem. Okay. Well, while we're waiting for questions, I guess I'll go through a very, very quick setup of Trigger Trade if anybody wants, if that's good for everybody.
Sure.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Number 2. I believe that's no, that's not the right one. Maybe not. Let me see. Let me have a look. Change windows. It's
We
going to
did
be
trading view AVAX and trigger.trade.
okay. Cool. That's perfect. That's the right one. Okay, so Trigger Trade's pretty simple to set up. Well, I hope it's pretty simple to set up. First of all, you obviously have to log in with your account and sign up. I won't go through things like creating Bybit APIs because it's pretty simple. You just go into the API tab. You do have to make sure that you have the right permissions set. Make sure you have read-write positions on Bybit APIs. If you don't have read-write, you won't be able to trade with any API connector. You need read-write, write obviously meaning that you're creating trades, reading so that we can read the available amounts and things like that, so we can calculate the amount before it's sent over to you. So first thing we need to do is add a David Tech trading strategy here. I've got this one here, which was submitted to us, which is the dead zone. So first thing you'll need to do is go over to this cog up here. You need to click on that and scroll all the way down to the bottom. Now, for David Tech setups, we're going to be using SimpleBot because SimpleBot is the easiest way to set up. If you're using Alertron, you will need to use these areas here. I won't go through them. I have done a couple of videos about Alertron, but they were really, really old, so I'd have to dig them up if anybody wants them. So you're going to click here to click SimpleBot. And you're going to go over here to live trading. Now, the reason you're going to be going over to live trading is because the calculations of your trades are worked out in comparison to your initial capital. If you've got 200 trades in there and you started off with an account of $1,000, you did 200 trades and all of a sudden you have $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 on your account because of the back-tested trades. The amount that they're going to be taking from your account would be the equivalent of whatever percentage you're wanting to trade of your account per trade on that $2,000, no longer on the initial amount. So we're going to go to live trading and we're going to set our date to today's date, which is the 6th of February. And we're going to be looking over here. So we're going to be looking 6th of February and we're in 2024 here. Right, 6th of February. That didn't work. Yeah, let's go back and do 2024. Okay, let's type this in a bit easier. 2024. And we got February the 6th. There we go. Right. Okay, you're going to want to put the right time in there. We're currently, on my chart, it's 14:45. 40. I'm going to put it 1500 hours. That's now going to set up your live trading. So I put that in the wrong area. It was meant to be there. Oops, sorry about this, guys. I actually filled out the wrong dates. It's this one here. I do apologize. I'm going to do that again. It's going to be here, and we're going to be doing 06. It scrolled up without me realizing. And we're going to be going all the way here, and we're going to be putting it on 1500 hours again. So we've checked the live trading. You'll now receive that.
24.
Oh, yeah, 24. Thanks, Marco. 24. You're going to be checking. Thank you very much, Marco. Live trading. Checking live trading. You're going to be putting today's date and the time or a future time in front of your trading setups. That means that you should have a table that looks like this that has 0 trades because now you're trading from now onwards. We go down and we check simple bot here with the check, and if we're using a fixed percentage, an ATR or anything like that, we can use the safety TP and safety SL. What this does is it sends to trigger trade that you want to have those stop losses and take profits set in as limits into the trading into your trading exchange. So they will be set in there in stone. If you're using something like a trading stop loss or a trading take profit, you won't be able to use these here, or a force exit, those kind of things you won't be able to use because we will rely on trading views alerts to exit trades. We press OK.
Hey,
Go.
David,
Yes.
and those two do a market order.
Yeah, market. Sorry, I did say limit. I did notice when I said thank you very much.
You said
Hey, Doug.
limit. And I hope they were limit, but they're
Yeah,
not.
thank
They're
you
all
very
market.
much. I sort of stumbled as I went past it. I did notice that. Thank you very much. Yeah, so it's a limit. It's in your trade. If I had Bybit up, I'll be able to show you, but it pops up in the little box at the bottom and at the side that says that you're going to set the stop loss and take profit inside of TradingView. We're also working on, as Adog just pointed out, some limit chase orders that Rudy's kind of working on at the moment, which I'll talk a bit further down the line. It will help you to reduce the fees, but that was a bit off topic. But anyway, yeah, so those safety orders there. Right, so I'm going to go over. If you're using not using the safety orders, it will rely on trading views alerts, and that is also market closes. Right, okay, so then we go over to the 3 dots over here. We press add alert, or you can add alerts over here in the side. You go add alert to the dead zone, you click there. First thing we're going to do is go down and click fill only, orders fill only. The reason is it will send 2 alerts for the alert as well. And you only really need this one. It sometimes confuses the situation when you have 2 alerts up. I'm going to give it a name, so I'm going to write test to delete, to remove, because otherwise I will end up liquidating my account. Okay, going to go over here. We're going to go over to Bybit because I'm going to be connecting to Bybit. It's available on BingX. 2bit hasn't got the simple bot. BitGet has. And Binance has the advanced techniques as well. Go over here, we click on David Strategies. And you have your kinds of your accounts, Versed, USDT, Spot. I'm going to be using USDT. Whether your account say unified or non-unified account, depends on which one I've got. I'm going to leave it on non-unified. You're going to put those APIs, like I said earlier, you need to be able to do everything. The only thing you don't need to check, obviously, is the withdraw, but you will need to click as I said, read write permissions, and there's a load of checkboxes underneath it. Anyway, yeah. Go down, we're going to put our APIs in here. I'm just going to type any old thing in here and press go. And we have the code that we need to copy and paste. Now you will notice that your APIs have been encrypted automatically. They have been encrypted into a non-readable version, so you can put them onto TradingView. They get decrypted by our server, but our servers never ever do they we never ever put them into a database or anything like that. It's just an encryption, decryption for a little bit more safety for you guys when putting them into TradingView. I'm going to copy that over there, and I'm going to go over to here and press paste. That's going to paste that all there. You will get an alert saying that there is a problem with the JSON. There isn't a problem with the JSON. This thing here, which is the strategy order alert message, it is all of the things like your take profit, your stop loss, for the amount, everything that comes from the David Tech boilerplate that you don't get normally from TradingView is added into the JSON here at this point here, which gives it a little bit of a warning here to let you know, but you can ignore that. Go over to notifications over here. If you have the right amount of package on TradingView, you will have access to this webhook URL here. You click webhook URL. Normally it would look like that. You click that like that. We go over and we copy our webhook URL for live trading over here, and we paste that into here, which will give you the most recent version of Simplebot, which is currently version 2. Press create, and as soon as a new trade comes up, you should enter a new trade with everything added to your exchange that you've done. And that's it, guys. That's how to use Trigger Trade. I believe that I went through everything. Hope I didn't miss anything, guys. And if you want me to look through anything again, sure. Okay, there's a couple of questions. Okay, so Alex, everything comes from TradingView. The question was, how do we do position sizing? Everything comes from TradingView. That's why we put the dot here, the live trading that I was talking about earlier. So if you go up to your cog up here, go to properties, and you set that amount, the initial amount, to the amount of your account on TradingView. That is entered there. Then if you go down and you scroll down from the boilerplate, you can actually set your leverage, the amount of the portfolio that you want to set, whether you're using a percentage or a USDT amount. All of that kind of thing is actually set directly inside of the TradingView boilerplate. So if you have dynamic leverage and one trade is 15x leverage and one is 25 and another one is 1, it's all set in the alert to your exchange, and your leverage will all be set at that point of the trade, just before it's taken the trade. Cool. No problem whatsoever. There you go, Vlad. Hi, David. Is it possible to update the QQE McGinney strategy to version 5? Is it not version 5? I'm sure it must be version 5.
I think it is.
Yeah, I'll have a look. Let me have a look through my scripts now. Yep. Just looking now for you, mate. Profile.
You need to do another /add and be sure you select Fibonacci and then write in your trading.
QQE McGinley we do have a version 5. I'll have a look in the database to make sure that it is sending the right version for you. Let me have a look now very quickly. It's called in. Let me go. Il y a des Français, j'ai entendu. Right.
I can also confirm it's V5 for me.
Okay. So it must be V5. Maybe I updated all of the ones on Discord very recently. So I'd suggest you try doing an ad again. Let me just double check what I'm saying here. QQE. Let me have a look here. Post name. QQE. No. Can't find it. What it's called is the.
There is another question which is for me.
Yep.
Which strategy so far are the most promising so far that you want the 100? That was like the dream, let's say the dream of the group, like the whole point of the group, like to be, imagine just having 100 people working as a group. That was the intention. However, I should imagine a trend who was and currently is a hell of a popular strategy, I should say. The G Doda, which is one of the very newest ones, that's again a very great optimized and lots of potential as well into that. And one of the older ones would be the Dead Zone V5. So you could definitely spend some time within those three as a starting point.
It's the Dead Zone. There's a couple of new ones that are quite the Trend. Oh, what was it? Trend Who?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Trent, I started with that.
very-
And
yeah,
also McGinley, I should say, like
Yeah.
the bonus one.
yeah. Spotify is the latest version that's there at the moment. I know that there's a bit of confusion. I'm going to update it and rename everything so that it has. But anybody that's got Spotify, there is only one version out there at the moment, so it is the latest version.
I sent a strategy to the elite XRP group, maybe elite backtesters. That strategy, but it's not in incubate. It depends when you have sent it to me. If it was like at the beginning of the month, currently it's going to be put together as of today, which I believe it's indeed the case.
See the question, Vlad, what you said. Sorry, mate.
No problem.
Yeah, sure. So it's the Dead Zone. The Dead Zone. Sorry, somebody asked me to write out the
I am
strategy.
doing that.
Okay,
Oh,
right.
okay.
I've done the Dead Zone. You can do the other one. Cool, guys. So from my side of things, I'm still working on Incubate.trade to do the multiple take profits. It's pretty much done, to be honest. There'll be an update tomorrow for Incubate.trade multiple take profits. Worked on some of the stats, removing things like we spoke about not removing, but making less prevalent the P&L, because obviously as each strategy is on different sort of equity, well, the initial amount, the P&L doesn't really make that much sense. So bringing the R&I or the R&E a bit more to the first page, more onto the table at the bottom, adding a couple of filters so that you can search a little bit more. We've also got the new setups, which some of them, not all of them, have been incubated for most of the month, because some of them were submitted at the beginning of the month, so we've already started to incubate those ones. Yeah, that's really the kind of things. The terminal, which is the trading terminal, which is it's going to be a kind of an add-on for Spotify. Now I've got the old version on my computer here. The terminal is kind of a Chrome extension for not for Spotify, sorry, for a trigger trade. Allows you to set up your bots inside of TradingView, and also manually trade directly from TradingView towards Bybit, OKX, and all of those other ones. That's actually going through a code audit. I had a couple of things that I needed to change on there first. That one is a Chrome extension. It asks for your APIs, and that actually stores the APIs inside your own computer, so you don't have to worry about those kind of things. Like I said earlier, I don't want to stock anybody's APIs anywhere on any servers or anything like that. So it's currently going through a code audit. I had to change some things on it recently, well, yesterday or day before yesterday, was it? No, yeah, it was yesterday. I had to change some bits and bobs on that, and that will be coming out very, very soon. Other than that, next week I'll be moving back to updating the optimizer. I'm also working on updating the 30-day course, which goes through everything David Tech, everything algo trading that I've learned as I've gone along in short videos. And we're talking to other people about setting up courses as well, other traders and algo traders as well, which you will get access into as part of the David Tech group. You got I know, mate.
David.
Yes, there is indeed, Rudy. You can watch it back. Sorry, Marco. You can watch it back. Williams
Well,
have recorded it on YouTube for everybody. Sorry, mate. Yes, how are you going?
I'm fine.
Good.
Question about the incubate.
Yes.
And it's really excited to see the updates.
Yeah.
Can we also add personal columns, for example, or can you eventually add that or consider it? Like a column that shows the net profit percentage divided by max drawdown.
Okay. Now, what was the name of the program? Now, this will be in a. I'm not sure when. It won't be today, but I can't remember the name of the program. It's extremely popular in crypto. Oh man, it's gone off the top of my head. Where you can pretty much create your own algorithms, small algorithms or calculations, a bit like Excel, I guess. Really, I did have an idea of adding that so that you can build your own sort of calculations inside of incubate.trade. Now I'm trying to. Oh, it's June.com. Yeah, June.com.
June.com?
Yeah, June.
The month.
Sorry, no, D. I'll send it now.
D.
It's like crypto
Okay.
transfer. It's an excellent program. It's so much data. It's a bit like the elite backtesters. It is very much users that are building databases around the crypto world and on-chain data. You can go in and find things about how many people are taking trades on Unibot. You can go and see. You can follow big portfolios to see what they're actually investing in and all of that kind of thing. And what it's done is it uses kind of an Excel, I guess. So you get access to a database, you create your own algorithms, and then you just make them available to everybody. It's a really good platform, and that kind of thing. I was kind of thinking of maybe we could build something a much more simplified version of it, but with the incubator.trade along the way.
But you said you consider to add that to the incubate website or not?
No, I wasn't planning on editing it, but that kind of thing where, like I said, these are all built by users. They've used their own algorithms to build them on their platform. So it's a bit, like I said, a bit like creating calculations for Excel and things like that. I could work out a way of making it so that, like you just said, being able to calculate profit. I can't remember the calculation that you just said, but you build your calculation and you can make it available for everybody else to use by just clicking a button. And I thought it was quite a good idea.
Well, it's a calculation that I often use when checking my backtest file. It's the net profit percentage divided by the max drawdown. So it means you have strategies that give the most profit with a lower drawdown.
Okay, cool.
So are really the most interesting strategies. That's, according to my opinion, very, very important. But yeah, I can do that, of course, manually. That is what I now also do when checking the files. Did you add already the option to download all orders from the past, of like the favorite strategies? Maybe I'm not clear enough. We can now, or locked orders.
It certainly is possible.
Yeah,
it
so
certainly
we
is
can
possible
select a
because
few.
It
So
certainly
we
is
can
possible.
select, for example. Oh, okay. Sorry, go on.
No, sorry. No, it's just I was just saying it is possible, definitely. Sorry, Marco, carry on. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, okay. Now, what I mean is select a few potential strategies, download all existing orders, so we can see which strategy fires on which time. So we can, what I told earlier, diversify and have orders that not only giving alerts at the same time.
Yes. Okay. It certainly is possible because I've downloaded all of the backtesting data from TradingView. I've worked a bit on the favorites platform. The favorites sort of check which ones you want, so that you can compare the charts against each other. Obviously, at the moment, they're not that useful because there's not humongous amounts of data yet, but there is on the back testing. I said that sounds silly because there is on the back testing. The problem with the back testing is there isn't particularly dates. There's numbers of trades on TradingView. So it'll be
No.
more the forward testing. I think. Just bear me 2
Well,
seconds.
when you check the list trades, there's always a date.
Just bear me 2 seconds. Let me have a look at the data that I've exported. Let me have a look. Now, I know that on the website there is. Let me have a look at the exported data.
Yeah, but
Yes,
for the exported data, you would probably need some third-party script that would go through those CSVs and compare them together and tell you like use this one and this one and this one, and then it would kind of fit, right? I think that would be most appropriate way of analyzing that kind of data.
Yes.
But probably you would need to export all the strategies, name them, like the CSV named by the strategy that you're using, and then put it through that Python script that will then decide, okay, these strategies would be best that you use because they would fire at different times. That means you have more different strategies included, and that would kind of help. Probably.
For diversification. Yeah, absolutely, totally agree. They do have the dates. You're right. It was my mistake. They have the dates. We can do all of that kind of thing inside of inside of leader inside of incubate.trade. Sorry. It's something that I can certainly do. The data's there. I have all the data ready to go. And if you just want a download of the CSV file, that will be available in the next update as well. So yeah.
Yes, and then it will be great when we can select a few strategies and download all orders from all those strategies in one file with one column where the strategy name is in.
Sure,
because we now already can download everything. But it's a long task to do it all manually for each strategy. So when you can do it for only the selected strategies and export everything to one CSV file, including a column added with the strategy name, then it will be great for me. And probably also for the rest of the community.
David will need 10 more programmers, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Or to get up earlier. Yeah, no problem. That certainly is possible. That kind of thing is very much just merging two CSV files, which is extremely simple. Obviously, we're going to add the name of the file to a new column, and then we will sort by the date so that that's everything sorted out by date so that we know whether they're triggered at the same sort of times or different times. That is definitely possible. I'd also like to add to that so that it will pop up as a graph on incubate.trade, so you can click all of them and you'll be able to see the graph with very much like an equity curve, so you can see in a graph in a line chart. Sorry, my brain's completely gone again. In a line graph, so you can see whether trades are going off at the same time, just visually on a screen as such. Each line being a different strategy, so you'll be able to see whether they pop up at the same time or not. But
that would be perfect, I think.
Yeah, it'd be good. That'd be a good idea. And like I said, the favorites idea is to be able to, excuse me, is to be able to cut it up into groups. So you can have favorites, but you can have like team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, team 5, and each of those would be a selected strategy. So you could just literally click on that every Monday of the week or whatever, and you'll be able to go through each team and see whether they're still diversifying extremely well.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
And adding strategies ourselves. That's for February, which
Yeah.
it already is. Is that also the plan to work tomorrow?
No. It's the end of February will be the dates of those kind of big releases. The servers I need to put in, but it's a servers thing. I just need to get big enough servers to make sure that it's going to record your trades correctly. That's all. Multiple take profits. The things that I spoke about will be for tomorrow. Look like small changes, but I actually had to rebuild the database behind it to account for multiple take profits. Yeah, those are the things. Then I'm going to spend a week doing everything I possibly can to try and get the optimizer up to Google and get that sent. Then I'll come back and
Yes.
start rebuilding rebuilding incubate.trade. The terminal is not me that's coding it, it's Rudy, so that'll be still built in the background and any changes will be done by him. Yay. Thank you. Had a problem a couple of weeks.
At the bottom, David.
Another one? Sorry.
Next
Hey,
to
dog.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Just me.
Yeah.
You can breathe.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah, I just keep
Yeah.
thinking maybe I'm thinking too high in the sky, and that maybe me having a 73% win rate, the drawdown isn't too bad, 20-25. I'm just wondering if I'm looking at it wrong. So from your perspective, you guys who you should have some personal thoughts and strats that you don't share, around. You shouldn't. But are those long term that are running at 55% and they're just, they're beasts in your opinion going, this is just going to keep working. And so I'm sitting here trying to go 70%. It's got a P&L of 5,000 over 2 years. I'm just wondering if I'm like, okay, David may say that's going to break. It's too high. It's definitely going to break. Or maybe I should be looking to try to optimize more toward 50, 60% with only 3, 4, 500% return over a couple of years.
Personally, my opinion has changed over time. That 70% with 5,000, if it exists, I'd certainly incubate it because you never know. I mean, why not?
Exactly.
If it worked, I certainly would put that into incubation to test it. Yeah, I mean, I like higher win rates for several reasons. Is that I always expect that win rate to be exceptionally lower when it's on live markets, and if you start off with something a little bit higher, I guess you can see when it goes against you very, very quickly, and two, obviously, if it's going to be a bit lower, yeah. I also believe that diversification is much more important than trying to have one single trading strategy with a 70% win rate and 5,000%. If you can get a couple of trading strategies that are all earning 500%, if that's what the aim is for, each of them, they're diversifying. I think that will help you to flatten out your equity curve a lot better, and the expectation will be slightly lower, but you will be with diversification risking less, which I think is the best way forward. As for the hidden strategies that I have I can absolutely promise that I have no trading strategies that are on TradingView. The only thing that I do have is that I'm happy to share, but nobody really does Python much here. Is the Jesse setups that I have worked on in the background. But other than that, which are very much the dead zone setups, but in Python. But they don't work on. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were finishing. Please finish, David.
No, that was it.
I think I have a better example to understand like why you shouldn't go that hard on filters. What's the method on trying passwords like with each letter and each letter hard and something? I can't remember. If you guys can remember me.
If you go hard,
Uh,
brute force.
Brute
brute
forcing.
force, exactly, brute
Brute
forcing.
force.
So
Yeah, okay, brute
example,
force.
for example, this is what we are doing, like trying settings, trying changing one, changing another, changing by a value, changing and so changing. So we are pretty much brute forcing our ways
Don't say that to
into
trading
this
view.
exactly into trading view. So,
No.
not actually to trading view, but into the strategy. So we would generate settings and setups. If you are doing too many filters, like for example brute forcing, like excluding passwords like 1 2 3 4 5 6 and maybe names of relatives and so on, because somebody who's like, let's imagine that the good settings are people which are experienced and would not use such passwords. So at some point, if you're too hard on these kind of filters, you might actually skip the right password, right? So take a little thinking about what I'm saying, and you should not exclude even maybe 5 million% profit. You shouldn't exclude even 50% profit, because in the end, it could be the only setup that's working, the one that which let's say looks amazing. That could be the only one that's working. So that's like my idea of do not filter that much the optimizations period. One thing you can do to reduce the amount of time is to disable the inactive fields, like for example doing the brute force method, like doing, like, I don't know, passwords with only numbers, which would be the setups, the fields that do not make any change or something like that. So removing things that would not make much sense and so on. Other than that, it's a process that it basically cannot be skipped. You just have to spend a lot of time doing the optimization. It can be dodged, let's say, by doing it with the optimizer. So it doesn't have to be you that's staying in front of the computer, but still it needs to be a person which should filter the data and see if there are any problems and so on. That's the closest example I could give you, at least.
That's good. Okay.
So
Helpful.
you're
Definitely
welcome.
helpful.
You're welcome. Let me know if you have any other
Oh.
questions, people, or any other things.
Don't try brute force in trading view. I don't want to get that. Multiple take profits. Yeah. As Igor said, be careful when using. I saw that ADOG doesn't use multiple take profits, but be careful when using multiple take profits, as trading view does for each and every one of those trades. If all three of your take profits are a win, they're considered as 3 wins. So be careful with the backtesting results on that. But it doesn't mean that it won't be profitable. It just means that your win rate will be higher than expected. I kind of moved away myself from multiple take profits, and the reason was because I was getting a lot of slack from the win rate that was coming up on TradingView. So I moved away from it, regrettably, because a lot of the setups inside of Incubate.trade are multiple take profits, and a lot of them are extremely profitable. So I have to find a way of explaining to everybody what the win rate is on when explaining these things to everybody, that the win rate is. I think I did it quite well there, where each one of these trades are potentially a win. So take your maximum, your percent profitability or your win rate up. Yeah, you need to be careful with that. But I will also be doing some more multiple take profits. There's a lot of them that are multiple take profits, which have decreased immensely the max drawdown as well. So
Exactly.
as it moves to break even after hitting the first take profit as well. So
That's one advice for you, ADOG.
David.
yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
I like to test more stop loss options,
Yes.
and we have a really nice list with options.
Okay, cool.
But I have the feeling most people only test ATR strategy, ATR stop loss and or fixed.
Yes.
But looking like Bollinger Bands, Donchian Channel, Keltner, etc. How can we test that? Because I probably asked it a long time ago. There are no fields for those options. How do we test that?
They are on default settings. They hold on, let me have a look very quickly in the latest boilerplate. Let me just go and have a
Yeah,
quick-
types of stop
Because-
losses, counters in there.
Yeah, there's counter.
Yeah,
I
because
think
we have settings for ATR, but why not for the other fields?
because the
All the
boilerplate was just
options.
getting so long. It was getting so long, and that was the main reason at that point when I was building it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was getting so long, and I just didn't want to make it even longer. Let me
Yeah,
have a look because there is
understand.
an option.
Yeah.
There is an option for a stop loss indicator. Okay, no, is that not yet? No, maybe just boiler. It must be. What I'll do is in the next boilerplate, I'll add stop loss indicator. So you can add the indicator to the problem with it is obviously not going to be able to optimize with the optimizer. I'm working on a way to go forward with it, but use a stop loss indicator. So you'll be able to use a stop loss indicator that you put on your chart. So if you put a Keltner channel on your chart, you'll be able to play around with the settings of the Keltner channel indicator, and it will change the settings in the boilerplate. So that will at least be able to give you the option if you wanted to use something a bit different to an ATR.
Or use Spotify.
Yes, but
Yeah, Spotify. But for optimization, it's not the best. Yeah.
yeah, no, for both options are not good. Yeah, it would be great when you can make it like we now have for ATR, so we can test if there are all better options than ATR, for example.
I can add extensively to the boilerplate. I just don't know if adding too many options to it is it's already quite deep in the options. There's a lot of options, and it already takes a long
Yes,
time
I
to
agree.
optimize. Whether it's a great idea.
Yeah.
If I add the option of being able to add an indicator on there, and you have a favorite indicator for, because there's lots of ATI EMAs, there's lots of Keltner channels out there. If you've got something
Mhm.
that you prefer, highs and lows, maybe you've got a better algorithm for the highs and lows than I have. Well, a Keltner channel, or no, sorry, not a Keltner.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you've got a better way of calculating it, you can just put that indicator on the chart, and you'll be able to set that your stop loss to that. You can optimize the full strategy as it's only one indicator, and then go back and move that around to make it a little bit better outside of the optimizer.
Yeah, we'll see because maybe you can change it when you use a stop loss indicator. Like you said before, you were looking to an option so we can use a optimizer for several indicators.
Yes, yeah, that's still in the plans. It's still in the plans. So, yeah, that definitely will make it much better.
That's probably the best option.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That could
We
also help with
almost
drawdown,
need a
right?
search engine. Sorry?
That could also help with drawdown, right? If maybe Keltner worked a little better or fixed stop losses.
Absolutely. It was the idea behind it. I mean, let me have a look very quickly so I don't butcher the name. There's a very well-known algo trader on YouTube now. He's been doing it a lot longer than me. Now I have to find his name, but he uses the Chan Crawl, I think it's called, that's in the David Tech, and he absolutely swears about against an ATR. Says that all of his trading strategies work a lot better than with that indicator than the ATR.
Which one?
You'll-
Donchian?
No, it's the Chan Crawl, I think it was called.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Chan Kroll.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one there. And
Ooh.
he absolutely swears by that indicator. He says it's absolutely brilliant. Number one for trailing stop losses, and number two for setting a hard stop loss.
Ooh, I add that one. Thanks, Marco. You just made me think of something that fixed stop losses. You add in
Thinking out the box.
I have stop loss in. No, there is a stop loss indicator already in the boilerplate. So if you want a dog to use that and modify it, if you find the Chan Kroll indicator on TradingView, and then you press in the stop loss type of stop loss, and it says it's a stop loss indicator, you go a little bit further down, you can see where there's the green and red dot. You can actually import any indicator for the stop loss that way. So you'll be able to play around with the settings of the channel if you wanted to. And make it even better.
Okay,
Very
cool.
much like Botify.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
I see it.
Yeah. They almost need a search feature. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the problem. Unfortunately, TradingView is brilliant. I absolutely love the UI of it and everything and making things so easy for us. But the limitations of things like it'd be just nice if I could minimize some of the settings so they were hidden and you had a button so you can minimize and maximize the settings that are not important. That'd make everybody's life a little bit easier because you'll be able to see things like the main settings of the strategy and the stop loss and the take profits. But unfortunately, those kind of things are not available yet. But we do often have. Thanks, Igor, for the screenshot, mate. Yeah, we do. We lots of things that we suggested here inside of David Tech. Things like I don't know. There's a couple of things that we suggested that have actually happened, like the deep backtesting. We've been earning for months and weeks and months and months. We were looking to try and get more data. We were using the replay feature to get back, and they added it, so that's brilliant. Does it make sense to optimize strategies if you can't perform a deep backtest due to? It's hard. On a higher time frame, if you're on a higher time frame of 1 hour plus, you can maybe get let me type out the name of the indicator for you so you can find that, guys. Yeah, on a higher time frame, you can backtest quite far. It's not the far, it's just your number. Yeah, it is far because you're using higher time frames, and you probably get back as far as some of the other packages because deep backtesting doesn't. Well, the amount of data isn't available on some of the exchanges. But if you can afford it, or if you can't afford the deep backtester feature, there's often minus 70% on TradingView around Black Friday and those kind of things. Yeah, the churn call stop. Thank you very much, Marco.
Great.
But yeah, and Vlad also said we do have a premium backtesting free area inside of Discord where either me, Vlad, or somebody in the community will do a deep backtest for you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, David.
No problem, no problem. Is there any other questions that we might be able to go through?
Also check
Does
the
anybody want
channel
me to
chat.
do any demos or anything like that?
Maybe an update about the feature that Igor asked you about, the stop losses that were exceeded.
I think, like I said last week, I'm working on the boilerplate. I'll see what I can do inside the boilerplate. It's kind of out of my control because it's not inside boilerplate. It's part of their list of trades. Igor had a wonderful Excel spreadsheet that allows him to check the backtests a little better. The only thing that I can really offer is to convert that kind of Excel spreadsheet into a platform that I'll put on incubate.trade where you can upload your backtest results, and then it will automatically create a second backtest results with the fix features from Igor.
Okay. Yeah, that's manual work. Okay.
Yeah, it's all manual work,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what I like.
Me neither.
But
Me neither.
yeah, it costs already so much time. Everything.
Oh yeah.
So no, no.
I now spend an hour a day programming ChatGPT to make my life automatic. It's going well. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah, I've connected it to Telegram and I can ask it questions. I can get it to do things like descriptions of indicators. In the morning, does things. It did plans for exercise and all that. It does all of it
Coffee as well.
automatically. Yeah, absolutely. Bit of forced tea makes tea. And every day I spend not an hour, but I spend a little bit of time adding functions to it so that my life can be automatic.
Instead
Yeah.
of
Great
Hey
job.
David, it would be
It's
Hey
doing good.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. Sorry, Marco. It's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
It's doing
Good.
good, yeah, because when I check most recent strategies, I think 70 or 80% has for me really a lot of potential.
So, everything. Sorry, Marco. Cut out for me. What did you say? It was for anything that's over 80%. No, sorry. Go again.
From the last strategies, I think
Yep.
70 or 80% from the strategies that you launched are for me really great potential strategies.
Oh,
There
fantastic.
were a
Oh, that's
few
good.
that were not a few not good for me.
Yes,
But maybe it's
absolutely.
because I'm not good enough. I don't know. But
No.
yeah, there were really a lot of strategies. Like I mentioned a few times already, the G Dota. Currently, I'm really busy with the precision trend mastery. Is really
Fantastic.
doing good.
Oh, I'm really chuffed.
Yeah, so last strategy from yesterday, I haven't time yet.
Right.
But they're really good strategies.
Thank you very
Kama or
much.
Kama, I don't know how to say
Yeah.
that. Not for me. And Vortex also a bit less.
Yeah, me too. I
But
was expecting that to be
yeah,
good because it was voted one of the best indicators of 2020 something or other. And I thought it was going to be great, but obviously maybe not adapted to our markets or something like that. But
I test only crypto.
yeah,
Yeah,
me too. Yeah,
crypto and
the one that's
free. Yeah, sorry, go on.
no, I said it's wonderful. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, I test always minimum 3 time frames.
Yep.
And often several pairs.
Yeah.
But start is always Bitcoin. And yeah, what I now see also from precision trend.
Marco, you've gone.
Uh,
You've.
Has
I don't know
network
if
problems.
everybody gone. Yeah, Marco,
No.
your mic is gone. Your mic's gone, mate. I'm really chuffed anyway. I don't know if you can hear me that it's working for you. Well, those ones look promising for you. I'm over the moon, as a matter of fact. That's absolutely brilliant. Very happy for you. Yeah, I'm happy with the new indicators that I'm testing as well. They look pretty good. Like I said, always don't go off and just trade the settings that I find on YouTube. This is the best place to be, which is the elite backtesters. We're sharing best settings with each other, forward testing them, and hopefully coming up with the best settings for everybody. And only time will tell, and the future, I guess, with the with the incubate.trade platform. But I'm absolutely chuffed that that's working for you, Marco. Yeah, ChatGPT is. I don't know. It does have slight problems. Like for instance, like I said, I've fine tuned it so that it chooses the indicators from a huge list of indicators that I put together. Well, I didn't put together. The NNFX. Now it's the Stonehill Forex website put together. I fine tuned it to gave it all of the settings for the trading view, gave it the boilerplate and all of that kind of thing to pick the right trading strategies. Now it does sometimes pick an indicator that it doesn't know how it works, and it doesn't work very well. But it certainly has cut down a lot of work for me to trying to find strategies for everybody that would work in these markets. Fantastic, guys. Unless anybody's got any other questions, I'll probably be on YouTube tomorrow during the day to go through these and some of the other ones again. Some of the updates. I'll go through the new updates to incubate.trade. Yeah, that's about it for me.
Thanks, David. Sorry, my connection was lost.
No,
Still
yes,
not
carry
good.
on, Marco. Yes, sorry, mate, we can
Yeah,
hear you again.
I don't know where I left, but the screen is still bad for me, so I have issues.
Okay.
I was talking, if I'm right, about latest strategy. I don't know.
Yeah, you were talking about the latest strategies and how they're going
Yes,
better for you.
yes, yeah. I'm optimizing several time frames, not standard time frames. Doing now long only, short only, testing those kinds of things. And
Yep.
yeah, what I said, I'm optimizing till July for this strategy, if I'm right. And I see really nice equity curves. So for me, it's looking really promising.
Fantastic. I'm very happy for you, mate. Very happy. That's great.
Yes,
I'm
thank you
glad
very
to hear.
much.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear.
All
Like I
right.
said, I think that my settings sometimes are not the absolute best in the world. The idea is to try and bring people into this part of the community where we discuss each other's settings, and hopefully with the incubate.trade we'll be able to find the best possible settings.
Yes,
I
would be
can't.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I always start with my own method. I almost never look to the uploaded settings from you. I'll always check them, but I never start with them optimizing. Only like my own method, what I shared several times, and yeah, I only use that.
Totally understand and totally agree with you. My settings are mainly for a base for everybody to start off. The problem was before with uploading strategies without any settings. I thought it's not very motivational for everybody to put a chart onto their screen and for it to be all in the red. At least with my settings, you have a base of an NNFX setup with ATR all set up, ready for you to roll and make it better. That's the idea of my settings. Hopefully, that will motivate people to come into this part of the group, share settings with each other, whether they're good, bad, fantastic, or whatever it is. Only the incubate.trade platform will be able to help us see that. So that's my idea behind my settings that I post on YouTube. I have I certainly don't expect all of them settings because there's so many of them for all of them to be profitable in the future. It's really very much a base settings to come here and hopefully find the ones that work for everybody and their trading ideas. Can we get the custom session? Sorry, Igor said, can we get the custom session times? Great. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, it'll be optimizer, the optimizer, and well, the incubate.trade this week, optimizer next week, and then afterwards, if everybody's here, I'll go through the list of things that I've got for boilerplate, and then I'll spend a week or so updating the boilerplate with things like custom settings and things like that.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
and is the add all strategies working or not?
Yes, indeed it is. Yes. I did check.
Yes?
I double checked. If you've already got them all on there, there's no work. There's no point in typing in add strategies, add all strategies, because it takes a lot more time than just adding one. But if you only just got here and you want to add them, it takes about 4 hours to do an add all, and it takes not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It's almost instant if you just add one by one.
Okay, but one of the new guys said it was not working. Was it then?
I replied to him in the general chat, and I tried it, and it worked straight away. So I'm not sure whether he clicked on Fibonacci. It does only work with Fibonacci, as the other one now works without Fibonacci.
Yeah, you give an update about how far you guys are with updating existing strategies to version 5.
It's going to be
Because
really very much in the 5.1 as we're going over in 2 weeks' time. As I'm updating, I haven't had time to go back at all in the past, but since the beginning of the year, Marco, I've been doing the incubator. Rudy's been doing the terminal, and like I said, the next project is the optimizer, and then I will go spend weeks updating the boilerplate, and if there's any trading strategies that are missing, I will ask for help for anybody that remembers names that want me to update them, and I'll do that in that week, the ones that are possible to be updated.
Okay, yeah, but
at the same time.
I ask it now because we talked last week about it, and you said, okay, next from now on, it's a criteria to only upload version 5 strategies. So you said, okay, we're now going to upload everything to version 5.
Okay. Just let me finish the optimizer, and then I'll get them all up.
Yes,
and everybody.
That's for me priority.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to organize things, like you said. Like I find it hard to find good developers that if there's any in the group, I'd love to talk to you. I've talked to a couple this week as well. I'm trying to focus on David. I'm trying to focus on one project per week at least at the moment, so that we're getting everything finished.
Yeah.
And done.
Okay. Talk to Daniel. These-
Daniel, yeah, I spoke to a couple. The one that you sent to me as well this week about the optimizer. Daniel, that was him I spoke to.
Yes.
Great project.
Yeah, correct.
Been spoke to him at the beginning
Yes.
of the week. We spent about an hour on a stream together talking about his projects. Yes.
Yes, nice project. And
Yeah.
it can be also separate. Only the optimizer functions eventually. You can see what you can agree together. But that's up to you.
We spoke about integrating it in here and speaking about it. I won't go too. I'll let him talk about it if he wants to. But we spoke about integrating it into David Tech and things like that in the near future.
Yeah, I know all that. But he's really excited to help and share his things and do things for the community. So
he seems a great guy. Another Dutch guy, so even better.
Yes, again.
Another one.
Yeah.
Seems like you're
Let
trying to
him come
take
in.
over the crypto world.
He's a good guy. It looks like he's a good guy.
Yeah, he seems very pleasant. Very pleasant.
Yeah, I agree.
Focus. Is that really yours, Igor? Is that a photo of your?
Used to old school focus.
What are you taking? Is that
Crazy.
Focus Elite? Ah.